Hi everyone, Jamie here with Sweet Pickins. I'm so glad you're here. So today, as you guys can see, we are going to be making a flower cut garden. So I'm gonna just put a mixture of flowers in here from seed, and I have always wanted a cut flower garden, and this year, starting my farm stand, this is gonna be so perfect. And not just that, we have 5 huge windows looking out from our family room out to the back, and I just want it to be pretty and perfect, and it's going to be wonderful. So super excited about that. So I'm going to show you guys these bricks here. Well, let's start with the planters. The planters are 73 inches long. They are wood. So there's 2 of them here. They look like they're divided in half, but that is just one. So there is 2 here, 73 inches total, has for 146 inches worth of flower beds. They are raised. They are on, they have tall legs. So these actually come up. You can see where they come up. Well, I went way up here. That's funny. So basically to my waist, these come up. So I do have them elevated with some brick underneath because I want to keep them in the best shape as possible, where water is not standing, you know, right on there and then rotting away. So I know weather's going to get to them. That's just how wooden boxes are. I could have gotten metal. I didn't want metal. I really wanted wood. I like the look of wood. So what I did is I went ahead and stained these. These were natural wood. You could have gotten ones pre-stained. However, we're talking $30 to $40 more per flower bed, and I just felt like that was just a total waste when it would have taken 20 minutes each one to just throw some stain on. So I chose not to do a dark stain. I chose to actually just do a clear over the wood. Now the clear did come out a little tiny yellow, which I'm a little bummed about, but it's okay, it'll be all covered. I didn't expect the stain to change the color as much as it did. So I have these here, 2 of them. They fit perfectly under the windows. This is exactly what I needed. So this brick here, which I'm going to be doing another video just on this brick, but I really want to point out these bricks. These bricks are from the Sparks, Nevada machine shop for the railroad. It was built in 1907. It took 2 years to make enough brick, and everything was made by hand to get enough brick for the building. The building was massive. So what they would do is they would bring the trains in and they would fix them and they would repair them and whatever needed to be done. So Sparks, Nevada, which is right next to Reno, is actually named Rail City. And the reason why it's called Rail City is because the railroad came right through there and the machine shop was there. So unfortunately in 2024, the railroad wanted to demolish a building, and it did need a lot of repairs. It was falling apart. They chose not to put any money into it, and they announced that they were going to demolish it. A lot of us got together and just fought for that, because my philosophy is you've got to keep as much history intact as possible. I know it would have been a lot of money, but I think we could have, and we, meaning me, I would have helped too, because I was really a loud voice in this. I was hoping to keep this, and we could have done some fundraisers and whatnot to try and turn this into a museum or a concert hall or an event hall where they could rent it out. And then, you know, it would just be so fabulous. It would just have been so perfect. But the railroad decided that they said no. They were going to tear it down in 2024, at the end of 2024. So this year, February, March, they announced that it was time. The building was coming down and the bricks were going to be available for free. Now let me talk to you guys about how hard getting that brick was. Whoa. So I'm going to do a whole video on the whole process, but it was a dirty, really back-breaking job. It wasn't that you just went and got them. There was mounds of just debris and dirt and dust. All this mortar and concrete was all mixed in, and you had to dig. I mean, I went through glove after gloves after gloves. Even my good gloves, I would put holes in them because these are so harsh on the hands. So I would load up, I would drop a load at home, heavy work. And the next day I would take I'd go get another load and come back. So I ended up with hundreds and hundreds of bricks. So I knew that I wanted to make a garden bed. So here we are today, with this all done, this took me basically an entire day to get these all situated. It goes all the way down and around. So, and then it goes further on that where you guys can't see. So I think it's gonna be perfect. Aesthetically, it's pretty. We're keeping the, you know, the building alive and the history alive in Reno. And I am gonna make a small sign kind of talking about the brick, just having it here at the house so when people come, they can see that this is not just brick, it's really, really special, special brick. So let's get started on the planter boxes. Let's get these filled and get some water on these and get these flowers growing. So I'm going to show you guys a few things that you are going to need. So I have scissors in my hand because I've got to do some cutting. All right, so I've got 4 bags of the organic Kellogg's garden soil. So I don't know if 4 bags is going to be enough, but I really do believe it's going to be enough. If not, I'll grab some more, but I think it's going to be good. I have some miscellaneous small little tiny bricks that broke that I'm going to put down in here, and that just helps with drainage. So I don't want to put a ton of weight or extra weight in here that I don't need to. So I'm just doing small pieces. Some of these are just really small. So I'm going to throw some of those in. Then I've got some cardboard. So the cardboard we're going to lay down on the very bottom. I also have a bag of a little bit of DG. So there's a little bit of DG in here we're going to put down. It's only I'm putting that in because I have it. I might as well use it. And then I've got a bag of mulch. So I may need an extra bag of mulch, which I do have, but I just grabbed one. So it's just a layering process. So once we get everything down and layered, I do have some sticks here as I just fall over them. I've got some random sticks here that we're going to throw in here. Those are from cutting a tree down. So it's going to be perfect. So I did go buy some Pennington seed. I bought this at Home Depot. Pennington, if you don't know Pennington, it is a wonderful company. We use the Pennington grass seed, which is phenomenal. So it's very hardy, it's very durable, even with the dogs, it's just fantastic. So when I saw the name Pennington on here, I knew it was gonna be quality. So I got the wildflower mix. This is the garden mixture. So, and then I got another wildflower mixture, and this is the hummingbird and butterfly mixture. So these contain several different flower seeds for each bag, totally different, no repeats. So Home Depot, I think they were $8 a bag, which was great because I tried to go on Amazon to find seed and wow, they were so expensive. So I'm going to see how these do, and if these are a winner, I'll just keep adding seeds. Some of the flowers are going to come back next year, some are not. So it's going to be a constant adding seed and whatnot. So, and I may still add some miscellaneous seeds, you know, some Gerber daisies or black-eyed Susans or Cosmos, or I may just work on doing some sunflowers in here, so I can always add to this, but this gets me a really good start. And each one of these bags is 32 ounces, which is really, really great for the price. So let's get started. We're gonna start with cardboard. So I'm gonna set these down. I got the puppy dogs out here. So cardboard. This is just random cardboard, but I'm gonna wanna cut it up a little. So these flower beds did come with drain holes. So with the drain holes, I wanna lay cardboard down, but I do wanna actually add a small hole to where the drain holes are. So I'll add a hole into the cardboard. So we're gonna just lay down the cardboard. So one of these fits perfect down here. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of lay it down, and then I'm gonna take my scissors. I know it's probably hard to see, but I'm just gonna put some holes in the cardboard, just like this, and that's good enough. So that's gonna definitely help with drainage. So I know I'm gonna be out of shot for a little bit of this, and I apologize, but we're gonna just want to make sure that the drainage holes are open with the cardboard, okay? So I'm gonna actually add a double layer of cardboard here because I have the cardboard. So In some cases, if you don't have enough cardboard, a single layer is fine. But this is just building. Now you guys can add, you know, compost. You guys can add manure. There's lots and lots of things that you can add to the bottom of your garden beds. Now you're going to want to do this with even a garden bed that's on the ground. Mostly these are for planters. So we're going to just do a couple of layers in there, and then we're just going to add. So both of these have 2 layers in them. So just put it in, find the drainage hole, cut the cardboard, and just lay it down. So this doesn't quite fit, kind of goes over so it doesn't cover the drain hole, so I don't need to add anything to that. So we've got one more cardboard here, and we're going to add it to the end here. This is actually a really, really, really easy process. I probably should have cut these ahead of time. I didn't though. So let me just get these cut. This is really thick cardboard. I just have been saving cardboard when I get a package in. I save the cardboard just because I knew that I was going to need some for my planters. So the planters were kind of a pain in the butt, honestly, to build. I did buy them off of Amazon during Prime Days, and the instructions were absolutely terrible. They did not do well at all with the instructions. So it was a little challenging, but you know what, we were able to get through it and get it done. All right, so that's all done. So now what you're gonna wanna do is I've got some random brick here, and I'm just gonna kind of put some bricks here and there. I've got some small little pieces too. This is just gonna really definitely help with drainage. You could add rock. I just don't want to add a lot of weight, so I'm going to be a little careful with how much I'm adding. But you can just see these small pieces, so I'm just kind of randomly setting them down. So just here, just kind of scattering them. I want to show you guys something really neat too. I found this. This came from the machine shop where the bricks came. There's lots of little doodads like this that I found, and so I think these are just super, super special. It's humongous. And it's actually heavy. It probably weighs at least a pound. It's crazy how heavy this is. Okay. So now what I would like to do before we do the sticks is, and before we do the garden soil, is actually add the little bit of DG that we have. So I don't have a lot. There's like a quarter of a bag. And so I'm just gonna add it. Oh, it's dusty. Okay, so that's it. So that is all done. Oof, it's really dusty. So now I want to add some mulch. I have one bag here. I think one bag is actually going to be sufficient. Georgie, you got to watch out, buddy. This is just mulch from Home Depot, and we use this around our house. It is heavy. So I'm just going to add a little. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to kind of spread this out. You don't have to do everything I'm doing. This is just stuff that I have around. Compost is really, really good. I'm not going to put any compost in now, but I will at some point. So you can kind of see it's coming along. All right, so the next thing we're gonna wanna do is the dirt. So I do like the Kellogg's Garden Soil. I find it to be really, really good. So I have 4 here. I may not need all 4. Okay, so, and it is a little wet. We had a rainstorm yesterday, so it's a little wet. So it's gonna be a little heavy. Oh, and you know what? I totally forgot. Before we add the soil, let's add in the sticks. I have the sticks kind of off to the side. Now I did some trimming around here, so I kind of just grabbed saved some sticks. So I'm just gonna kind of throw those in there. And if they're a little big, kind of break them down. So you can just add a few sticks. You don't think you need a ton. Just grab what you have. The puppies have been having so much fun playing with these. I did save a few out for them. Okay, so that's it. So just a few sticks. That just helps to fill, gives it really good drainage, and it's to where you don't have to do as much dirt. All right, so let's go for this heavy, heavy dirt. And like I said, it is heavy. Georgie, watch out. I'm gonna try to just do I don't know how much these weigh, but they're really heavy. So I want it to be pretty full. So I'm just kind of mixing it around, you can see. And I'll take my blower to get all this dirt and stuff off. So you can see how full this one is down here. Super full. So that's what I want. Hey, let's not eat the dirt. Georgie, Hazel, let's not do that. So let's open another bag. No, George, Hazel, no. They're eating the dirt. All right, so we're gonna pour this in. I'm being a little careful because I don't want this whole bag in this planter. All right, so we'll take the rest over to the next planter. So as you can see, you just want to kind of work it down. As you put water on this, you know it's going to definitely condense down. There is a divider. But as far as the divider goes, it doesn't matter. I'm just making it one big planter box. So it looks like I'm actually probably only going to need 3. Holy moly, these are heavy. I'm pretty darn strong, but these are really heavy. All right, so let's get this. Let me move you guys just a little bit. so you guys can see. Let's get all this in. All right, so I will probably actually need to open that other bag for just a little bit. Just trying to mix it in and around. All right, so let me move you this way, because what I'm going to do is I am going to open that other bag and just get a little bit out. All right, I know I'm off camera. I'm coming. Okay, so I've got the dirt, so let's just add a little bit more to this last bed. We want them full because, you know, as you do add water, it is definitely going to kind of settle down. I was thinking I only needed 3. I bought 4, but I thought I was only going to need 3, but I do see now that I'm definitely, probably in the long run, going to end up using all 4. So I'm just going to kind of throw this in, because I don't need that much dirt. And then after this, all we need to do is add the seed. All right, we're almost there, guys. So I definitely want them full. And I feel like this one is not as full. So let's get a little bit. I feel like I just want it extra full. It's not gonna take this whole bag, but instead of me scooping out with my hands, all right, so there's about a half a bag left. So what we're gonna do is just spread it out, get it all even. This is really, really good soil. It's got mulch in it already. All right, so you can see. So let me take you guys back over here. So look how full, nice and full this is. Nice and full. So now what we need to do is add the seed. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to open both of these bags just on the corner. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to do a row with my hand just down here. Let me come a little closer so y'all can see. So I'm going to just, here, let's move it this way. I don't have a cameraman. I'm your cameraman, y'all. Okay. So I'm going to just do with my hand, I'm going to do like a row. And I'm going to pour some seed and cover it. Then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go about, I don't know, 6-8 inches apart. Do another row with the other seed. So it's going to kind of be every other. I'm sure you'll find out your own way that works well. But I'm going about 6-8 inches in between. And then covering it back up. See how I'm doing that? You could have sprinkled this before you put all the dirt in. You could have done that if that's what you wanted. I don't have intentions of using all of this seed. There's no need to. It's a lot of seed. So what I'm going to do is get it growing, and then if I need to add a little more seed, I'm going to add a little more seed. Okay, so this bed is done. So now I just want to kind of pack it in, make sure everything is good and covered. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same process. I'll bring you guys with me down this way. Hold on. Ooh, puppy dog. So we'll just do the same thing. Every other about 6 inches apart. But I do want to save some of the seed. So as I see, there may be some seed that doesn't sprout. There may be some holes. I can always add, or I can always save it for next year. Plus, I'm going to be doing another garden bed. And I'm not thinking this year, but I can always save it for that too. It's just doing a little line. And like I said, you definitely could pour it in and cover it if you wanted to. And as I'm doing this, I can feel the sticks. All right, we're going to do one more at the very, very edge here. Okay, so that is all done. So now I'm just going to kind of push, make sure everything is covered, and now water. So it's that simple. Layering is really, really important on beds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blower really quick and get some of the dirt up and off. Actually, I'll probably wet it first so this part doesn't, fly around. I'll wet it, and then I'm going to probably get all the rest of the debris that's on the bricks and on the ground, kind of get that cleaned up. And now we're just going to wait. So stay tuned. I'll do another video showing you guys the progress. I'll come back in a couple weeks with a video. We'll do some progress and see where it's at. But definitely when you're doing a flower bed, just add a lot of elements to it. Coffee grounds, compost, manure, it all just, what it does is it just benefits. So as this goes, I'll turn over the soil, I'll add new in. At the end of the season, I'll probably add new. And when it comes time to spring again, I'll add again. So thank you so much for joining me. This is Jamie with Sweet Pickins. I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and like the page. And if you know a fellow gardener that wants to create a flower bed and not sure how to do it, send them my way. All right, guys, I will see you guys again on the page. Have a good day.